Fenton Perspective every Monday evening right here from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Revolution Radio. Oh, and you don't need to expect this. We're already here.
Hi, everybody. It's me, the Feds, host of Inside the Eye Live. Before the Sunday mainstream media political pundit talk shows, there is Inside the Eye Live, where we break down some of the weekly mainstream media talking points before the talking points even get aired. Add in some entertaining stories, weather, cats, intriguing and informative guests, and you get one of the most listened to Saturday morning streaming media political talk shows going today. And it's all right here on our flagship station, Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. So join me, the Feds, for Inside the Eye Live every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. It is truly intelligent media for the politically aware.
Welcome to Sacred Matrix, a divine paradigm of love and universal consciousness, with your host, Janet Kira Lesson and Dr. Sasha Lesson.
Together, we transform the world.
And now, here are your hosts, Janet Kira and Dr. Sasha Lesson.
Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Matrix on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. I'm your host, Janet Kira Lesson, with my co-host, Dr. Sasha Lesson. And today we have a very special guest. We have actually two guests today. The first hour will be Karen Gresham Nickell, who entered this lifetime with the gift of insight. She is a psychic medium, a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and licensed educator in the state of Texas. Her specialty is helping individuals remove hidden blocks that are preventing them from achieving their goals. In her role as a psychic medium, she conducts psychic readings along with assessments leading to treatment via clinical hypnosis. Her practice focuses on programming the subconscious mind around issues related to family of origin and creative development, along with work that accesses altered states of consciousness. She has worked with experiencers, and that we mean people that have had contact with extraterrestrials. Using clinical hypnotherapy, Karen has interviewed hundreds of coal miners who were witness to extraordinary events in the 1987 Virginia UFO sightings described in the book Don't Look Up. A contactee herself, she believes that love is the key to humanity's galactic mission for contact with extraterrestrials and other spirit guides who can help us attain our highest goal, our highest purpose, and fulfill our galactic mission as stewards of the earth and citizens of the cosmic community. So we're going to talk with her about being a medium, a hypnotherapist, and working with experiencers, and the book Don't Look Up, and other things. Dr. Leslie, would you like to say anything before Karen comes on to our show?
Well, I just hope at some time during the show, Karen, you give an induction for our listeners on accessing their spirit guide so that they can follow up on that.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
He said workshops. He loves it.
Great.
Yeah, well, welcome, Karen. Dr. Lesson is a hypnotherapist as well, so you guys can talk shop here. You're going to have a lot. I work with him too, but he's been doing it
great.
Years or something.
Well, it's an honor to be on your show, Janet and Dr. Sasha, and so I think we're going to have a good time.
Yes, we're very fortunate to have you. Thank you for coming on.
I'm very honored to be here.
What else would you like to tell our listeners about yourself and your work?
Well, I reside in Dallas, Texas at this point, and I have a practice, a clinical hypnotherapy practice, and I teach people how to access altered states of consciousness and to develop those in order to achieve the goals that they're wanting to accomplish. And if there are any blocks working that prevents that, then we can get rid of those too. And first that has to happen. But sometimes it's not necessary because people have already done that. I have a recording studio, and I make personalized CDs that I channel for each person's individual vibrational need.
Wow.
And so we start off by reading, and I read their picture that they send me, and then I can tell through their field and from their photo what they need, and we talk, and then we see what they need and start to work on it.
Wow, that's amazing. So what can you tell from their photo? What can you tell about a person?
Well, I read it. It's like I read their energies. It's a visual and energy that I receive. Some people read cards. Some people do tarot. It's a focal point. Mm-hmm. And mine is that I read pictures, or as if I'm with someone in person, I can just be in their energy field. And sometimes I'll use a card or something just as a focal point. Some people like that. Actually, I don't really need to. So I do it various ways.
It's just a tool.
I've been doing it for a long, long time, about 35 years all over the world.
Wow. What did you want to say?
Karen, can you, by dint of the auditory signals I'm giving you, just give me a off the top a reading of what I'd really like to hear that if that's possible for you.
Or do you need his picture?
Oh, well, I have to go to an altar. I have to go into a channel, I'll be glad to do it for you guys later.
Okay.
But right now it would be hard for me to do because I'm trying to do. I can't go to an altered state as I'm here trying to talk on the beta level in a way.
Gotcha. Intellect's in charge.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I'm sorry, but we'll get together. I'd love to do it for you all.
Oh,
cool.
That'd be wonderful. So I wanted to know, when you go into this altered state and you do see their picture or have them in person, like what kind of information? Can you get their past lives? Can you get their health? Can you get their future? What kind of things do you glean from this information?
Well, that's a very good question. It's very interesting, and it's a very good one. It just depends on the person. I never really know.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the issue comes up first, and the area that needs taken care of will come up, and then it just kind of goes from there.
So their issues come up first. Like what are some typical issues, without giving away any names, just overall, what are some issues you might encounter that you see?
Well, a lot of it is a lot of people, and most people, as we all have to learn how to find their power strip, is what I call it, within of the I am consciousness. And most people don't have to learn how to go within to take that journey and develop that self-power, which develops their self-esteem, therefore producing in their electromagnetic field the energy to draw in what they need in order to have what they want. Mm-hmm. And so that's usually what, that's where a lot of it is self-esteem, self-power, needing to learn how to get that, and then from there it can be other things.
Can you tell if somebody's been abused or raped or molested or anything severe like that?
I can. Mm-hmm. My partner is an MD, and he's retired. They both kind of retired from the medical field, but we had a clinic a long time ago in the mid-'90s in Dallas, and I did a lot of family of origin work, and I could do that, and it holds in their energy field, and I can see that. And I also work with a lot of contactees. I don't work with abduction cases.
Can you tell our listeners the difference between a contactee and an abductee?
Well, I think it's all the same thing, but I think a contactee, from the way I define it, is someone who is having a good experience with some of the cosmic people who are just in the next dimension or nearby or here or wherever, who are trying to help them and trying to help out. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not creepy or scary or anything like that. They're just like us. And
so how did you get from traditional...
What's the other kind, Jen?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. The other kind. Sure, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I was interrupting you, and Sasha was...
I want to know the difference about the kind of cases that you turn away.
Yeah, what do you do if you have someone who is an abductee?
What do I do if I have some I just tell them that I'm not experienced in that's not my thing, that I don't know, that's just not what I do.
Okay.
It's not that I don't believe in it, I just don't do it.
And
that's
do you
not what
refer
I
them
do.
to somebody else? Do you have like some?
And I refer them to somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get from traditional work and then going into this alternative stuff with people that are contactees?
Oh gosh, I've never been conservative.
Oh, okay.
I'm a revolutionary. No, even in that sense of the word. And my partner, who is a retired physician, thoracic surgeon, he also was the same. I had my first experience with an extraterrestrial encounter when I was 8 years old.
Tell us about that, please.
And I was in my bedroom, and my bedroom was all yellow, back in the late 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my cousin. She was staying with me, and that's when everybody was talking about Mars back then. Of course, because it was pretty close to the Roswell, maybe about 10 or 12 years after.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody was talking about it. So we were up all night, and the lights were off, kind of dimly lit. And I saw a little person looking at himself in my vanity mirror.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was like a little child. And he wanted to play. And he was kind of jumping around and looking there, and we screamed. And my mother walked in, and she said, "Okay, girls, it's time to go to bed." And we said, "Oh, we had a scary story," or whatever, And the little child just went back into his dimension, wherever he came. I guess he was frightened too, and we were, and that's it. But it was really, it was sweet.
So you
and there was a lot of love. It was a love contact.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything horrifying. And it would just look like a little person.
Was that the first time was that the only time you saw any beings that are interdimensional?
No. I have seen interdimensional beings a lot, and I work with a lot of people who have lost loved ones. That's another one of my specialties that I do is I provide messages for people who have lost people and who have passed on, and so I do that from that dimension too. And I've been doing this since I was a teenager, really, just not professionally until after college and all of that.
Well, where did you grow up?
I grew up near Fort Worth in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so it just seems so conservative in Texas, and there you are being a psychic and having all these experiences. So,
it is. I mean, it's pretty conservative in Dallas. I went to school, and part of the school was my hypnosis in Los Angeles at Gil Bowen's Institute, and then I went to Texas Wesleyan in Fort Worth. And so it is, but here in Dallas, especially in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, there are a lot of people seeking their higher self and spiritual awareness. it's still that way, but it's just there's just a small number. It's not a huge number, and I think that's that way